Is the silver PSP camera able to take good portraits? Today in this video, we find out. Greetings, my fellow PSP heads, and welcome to the PSP network, where we celebrate the greatest handheld of all time. In today's video, I wanted to go through the aspects of the silver PSP camera. Now, I got this PSP camera silver edition not too long ago. It's been about a month since I've had it. And I gotta say, it's been quite a game changer for me in regards to the content that I make. I also have the black camera that I'm gonna use in a giveaway in the future. But basically, I wanted to give an in-depth review on the silver PSP camera. Now, one of the major differences of the silver PSP camera compared to the black one is that it has a whole megapixel over the black one. So the black one is 0.3 megapixels, while the silver PSP camera has 1.3 megapixels, which is, quite a jump. And in the photos I'm going to show you, there are a couple of aspects that definitely stand out to me. Now, I have a background in filmmaking, and one of my favorite things to do is use Super 8 film. And usually what I say to a lot of my clients is that we have reached the final iota of how good a camera can be. Like, we haven't gone to the next stage of pictures or video, and I don't think we will for a long time. But one of the things that I feel like is going to stand out in the future is content with a lack of quality, grungier, more filmic, all that stuff. And one of the reasons why I got the silver PSP camera was the fact that it looked very, very similar to filmic photography. I know it's not the exact same, but the grain in the image looks very, very similar to 35mm film. And that's one of the things that drew me to having the silver PSP camera at my disposal. And I'm not the kind of person that likes to take pictures on their phone. So since I bring my PSP basically everywhere I go, I find it really nice that I have a very, very cool quality camera that can make photos look like it was captured on a film camera. And what surprises me about some of these aspects that I'll get to in a moment is that I'm usually surprised on that some of these pictures do not look like it was taken on a PSP. Now, in my last video, I described that there were two different focusing settings, one basic and then one macro lens. Now, the only thing you got to focus on when taking portraits on your PSP camera is your framing of what shot you want to take. And it's quite fun to just take this camera along with anything that I'm doing interesting that day and taking a few snapshots of what the scenery is like in the basic focus setting. And I gotta say, this was one of the main reasons why I wanted to get a PSP in the first place. Now, when I move these photos off onto my phone, that's where the real fun begins, because you can really make the colors look as if they were filmic colors. You can make some of these images on the PSP camera look very, very dreamlike. You can even sometimes get sun flares, and it has this bluish flare to it that makes it just look so cool. And the color science in these cameras are very saturated, which is something that I absolutely love about having one of these cameras. Now, the second option is having it at a macro setting. And if you look at your camera, it has a flower icon, and that's when you know that you're going to be focused up. But some of the images that come out of this camera are very, very astonishing, to where you may think to yourself, wow, was this actually taken on a PSP? And I think that is the coolest part about it, because you wouldn't think a PSP camera would make images like this, but yet there they are. And for the macro focus setting, you got to get really, really close to the subject you want to focus on. But what's amazing is that the background has bokeh, which is remarkable to say the least. You can't adjust the zoom setting, but that's totally fine. It's a very basic camera. With the less settings you have, the quicker you can capture the image you want. But like I said before, the silver camera compared to the black camera is night and day. You can really get some fascinating images out of this silver PSP camera. And it has definitely inspired me to go out and just take photos for photography, for my TikTok, for my Instagram. Literally, I have a page on my Instagram, a story highlight of PSP camera. And the more photos you take on this camera, the more you realize why it's so expensive. You basically have a gaming system that's super fun, right? We all love the PSP. and you can have a film camera on it that's very comparable to disposable cameras. So it kind of does make sense why the silver PSP camera is around $100. Is it worth it? Yes. For me, yes. Just due to content and things that I can post about it, it's just fun to capture memories on the go that look like a disposable camera, and you can just look at on your PSP and move to your phone and really stretch the colors and saturation and really show the grain of an image that makes it look like filmed. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I got some new glasses. I hope you guys like that too. They kind of remind me of Captain Cold, which I love too. He's a cool guy, but I digress. Hit that like button and subscribe. And if you have any people who love the PSP, any friends, family, or people who just love taking filmic photos, go ahead and share this content. It would really help me out. We have a Discord that is live for the PSP network that I'll put in the link of the description below. We talk everything PSP, so come along and introduce yourself. We would absolutely love to have you. And with that being said, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.